In the heart of the lush valley, where the grass sways with the rhythm of the wind and the sky stretches out like an endless canvas, Percival, a sprightly youth with the fire of life in his eyes, chases the winds of destiny. His gaze is anchored to the skies, where a majestic rock-winged bird, an ethereal creature that seemed to borrow its wings from a fantastical realm, dances upon the air currents. It is an uncommon sight. This winged marvel, a glimpse of nature's rare artistry, and it ignites within Percival a fervent desire to not let this fleeting wonder slip through his fingers. He shouts with youthful exuberance, his voice carrying over the open field to where his grandfather stands, a figure of age-worn resilience. The call to action sparks a gleam in the old man's eyes, a remnant of youthful vigor that time had not entirely claimed. With the ease of a seasoned warrior, he surveys the land for his impromptu armory and seizes upon a pitchfork, an ordinary tool about to be wielded with extraordinary skill. The moment is charged with an electric anticipation. With the strength of bygone days, the grandfather raises the pitchfork as though it were a warrior's spear, and with a motion that belies the tremble in his hands from age's relentless march, he propels it through the air. It arcs gracefully, a testament to his undimmed precision, and meets its target with a thud that resonates through the field, an echo of triumph against the stillness of nature. As the avian quarry succumbs to gravity's call, spiraling down towards the jagged maw of the cliffside, Percival's heart races. His legs move of their own accord, carrying him swiftly to the edge of the precipice, without a moment's hesitation. And with the audacity that only the innocence of youth can muster, he leaps after the tumbling prize. His hand, outstretched, is guided by an unwavering resolve. And as the ground rushes up to greet him, his fingers find salvation in the embrace of an outcropping rock, a hair's breadth from mortality. He secures their winged bounty. With the adrenaline of the hunt still pulsing through his veins, Percival and his grandfather return to their abode, a modest structure that stands as a testament to their simple yet content existence. The elder, with a knowing nod, hands over the preparation of their hard-won meal to Percival. The boy accepts the task with a stoic pride, tackling the chore with a deftness that speaks of his grandfather's diligent tutelage. Evening falls, and they sit, the fruits of their labor laid before them. The meal is hearty, the bird cooked to a perfection that belies its ominous glow, a purple sheen that creeps unnoticed beneath the surface. It is an undercurrent of darkness amidst the satisfaction of a meal well earned, a shadow cast upon their humble feast. With bellies full and hearts full of a day's worth of labor and laughter, the pair step outside. The twilight sky casts long shadows across the land as they engage in their customary duel of strength and skill. The grandfather's experience prevails, as it often does, but there is a narrowing gap between them, a sign of Percival's growing competence, which fills the evening with a playful pride. Post-battle, as the grandfather tends to the remnants of their day, a sliver of recollection pierces the fog of routine. The eve of Percival's 16th year is upon them. The knowledge rushes in like a forgotten tide, pulling him away from the suds and plates, compelling him to find his grandson. Percival, blissfully engaged in nature's own call, receives the reminder of his impending birthday with an indifferent shrug, the significance of the day lost to his simple contentment. Their world, cocooned in the valley's embrace, remains unaware of the larger tapestry of life beyond its borders, a tapestry that Percival, on the morrow of his 16th year, is destined to unravel. Eager for adulthood's privileges, Percival's mind races to the prospect of savoring his first beer, only to learn that while he may shoulder an adult's responsibilities, some indulgences still remain just out of reach. With the patience of a guiding star, his grandfather steers him to the cliff's summit, presenting the boundless canvas of the world beyond their isle, a tapestry of adventure, the vast unknowns to explore, and perhaps, hidden somewhere within its expanse, the legendary treasure known as the One Piece. Percival, unburdened by dreams of distant shores and epic sagas, finds solace in the simple life he leads with his grandfather. As twilight descends upon their tranquil island, Grandpa reminisces about Percival's father, a man whose adventurous spirit led him away at 16, a stark contrast to Percival's contentment. To Percival, the tales of his father are shadows of a past life, and he's come to accept the narrative of his father's demise. Probing gently, Grandpa inquires if Percival ever feels the pang of solitude in their seclusion. But Percival's world is complete with his grandfather's presence. He desires no more. Later, under the celestial glow, Percival's mind wanders to the wonders his grandpa spoke of, his heart fluttering with curiosity. Yet, the joy woven into the fabric of his current life is too precious to trade. As the night deepens, he succumbs to slumber beneath the stars, only to awaken to the sight of a knight upon a levitating vessel, the very same that claimed his airborne quarry. The knight, on a quest for a figure named Verges, finds in Percival an innocent guide, one whose life has been untouched by guile or skepticism. Percival, enthralled by the chivalric image before him, divulges without a second thought the identity of his grandfather as Verges. He is oblivious to the incongruence of a fully armored knight seeking a peaceful reunion or the silence of stories untold by his grandpa about such a visitor. in Percival's world, where trust is as common as the sea breeze. He sees no reason to doubt the knight's intent or attire. He reveals that Grandpa, known as Verges, is just over the hill, tending to the morning's repast. With the innocence of a heart that's never known betrayal, Percival bridges the gap between a mysterious past and the unassuming present, unaware of the tides of fate that may be shifting just beyond the horizon. The moment of revelation strikes Percival like a cold gale, his naivety shattering as he realizes the gravity of his mistake. The knight, under the guise of a benign visitor, had played upon Percival's innocence, manipulating him to reveal Verges's whereabouts. With the eagerness of youth now replaced by a gnawing dread, Percival dashes back, hoping to undo the potential peril he's unwittingly wrought upon his grandfather. Back at the homestead, the serene morning routine is sliced through by tension as Verges, once a holy knight, finds himself face to face with a ghost from his past. The knight's intentions are clear, as are the stakes of this confrontation. Their swords sing a discordant duet as Verges parries a lethal strike, the impact sending him reeling through the air. His home, a symbol of his peaceful life, now collateral in a battle he had long forsaken. As the two warriors engage, it is clear that Verges's time away from battle has not dulled his instinct. But the knight's assault is relentless. With a devastating blow, the knight remakes Verges's image, and destruction reigns upon the dwelling that once harbored quietude. Percival's arrival, though driven by desperate hope, is tragically ill-timed. His cries for cessation are swallowed by the cacophony of combat, disregarded by the knight whose thirst for retribution is unquenchable. The knight turns his deadly intent toward Percival, the progeny of Verges, now marked for the same fate. In a defiant stand, Percival grasps for a weapon of the earth, a stone hurled with the force of fear and fury, only to watch it falter against the knight's might. Unwilling to concede, he ups the ante. Armed this time with a boulder, yet his efforts remain futile, a stark testament to the knight's formidable power. Percival stands, a boy against a tide of vengeance, the knight's lethal magic now aimed at him, teetering on the brink of an abyss much deeper than the cliffs he once leaped with innocent abandon. Amidst the chaotic thrum of battle, where hope seems a fragile thread, Grandpa Verges intercedes with a desperate plea, casting himself between the knight's lethal intent and Percival's innocence. He urges the boy to flee, to preserve the flicker of life that still clings stubbornly within him. But Percival, with bonds of love binding him to his grandfather, refuses to abandon him to a grim fate. Yet the knight, an executioner cloaked in the guise of righteousness, is resolute. His sword sings a gruesome lullaby, carving pain and despair into Verges with each unforgiving slash, while a final devastating blast sends Percival reeling, a young life teetering on the precipice of oblivion. As the world blurs into a silent white, snowflakes like ashen tears from the heavens, Verges confronts his would-be executioner, questioning the timing of his own mortality. The knight reveals his drive, spurred by a prophecy of calamity, of 4 knights of the apocalypse destined to unseat the great King Arthur. In his zeal to thwart fate, the knight deems Verges a plausible thread in this ominous tapestry, a thread to be cut with cold steel. Percival, defying the knight's overkill, rises, the resilience of youth his shield, confusion and sorrow mingling with the blood he spills. Inexplicably whole, he faces the wreckage of his world, apologizing for his perceived weakness. Verges, with the lucidity of one staring at eternity, reassures Percival that his strength was never meant to shield someone like him, that the boy's path should lead him to protect the truly deserving. In a poignant confession, Percival admits to harboring a hidden yearning for adventure, a yearning he had denied in fear of disturbing the contentment they shared. And Verges, in the twilight of his life, grants the boy absolution, confessing his own quiet joy in knowing Percival found happiness in their shared solitude. This raw, unspoken truth hangs between them, a final testament to their bond, as the snow continues to fall, blanketing the remains of innocence in a cold, silent farewell. The quiet of the aftermath is shattered by the harsh gasp of Verges, his lifeblood escaping amidst a truth too heavy for his fading breath. He confesses to Percival that the knight, the harbinger of their ruin, is none other than Ironside, Percival's own father. This revelation cleaves through Percival's reality, sundering the memories of a father heroically lost to a far grimmer tale. The gravity of the story, layered with complexities and shadows, is too vast for Verges's dwindling moments. He imparts upon Percival a quest for understanding, a pilgrimage to seek out Ironside and unravel the tapestry of his own lineage. Verges's apology, laden with a mix of sorrow and pride, entrusts Percival with a journey into the world, armored with the resilience forged from a grandfather's love and teaching. Dawn breaks, and with it, Percival confronts the stillness of loss. The ritual of burial, the earth-embracing Verges, weighs heavily on his young heart. Solitude envelops him as he repairs the vestiges of their shared life, uncovering a gift beneath the ruins. Garments for the odyssey that Verges envisioned, each stitch a silent benediction for the adventures that lay ahead. Time, a quiet mourner, watches as Percival erects a stone testament to his grandfather. With the dawn of his departure, he dons the armor of his inheritance. The mantle of Verges' love settling upon his shoulders. Poised for the first step of many, Percival's resolve is fiery, his spirit unquenchable, even as the playful irony of life sends him tumbling. A reminder that every hero's journey begins with the humility of a fall. And this was another video on the channel Anicaps. If you liked it and want more videos like this, subscribe and leave a like. See you in the next one.